Hello, and welcome to episode 233 of the Casual Try Hard podcast. I'm Brian,
And I'm James.
and this week we're talking about some arena announcements. If you are on Discord, you know that I might have a stroke based on this.
Possibly already had one.
Possibly already had one. Uh, so yeah, I'm thrilled with this,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna talk some One Ring.
Yeah,
again.
like we haven't talked enough One Ring. Hopefully this will be
So-
the last time, though, at least until they ban it.
Yeah, at least exactly.
And then we'll talk about it one more time.
And be like, it's banned. Time to go buy yours for Legacy.
Yep.
So with all that, if you want to reach out to us on social media, Facebook, Discord, Twitter, any of that stuff, all those links are in the description.
Yeah, hit us up. Let us know what you think. Or if you have any ideas for shows. Like we mentioned last week, we're probably going to have a little bit of a content drought going forward, at least until the next set releases towards the end of the summer, early fall. So if there's any questions you guys have or topics you want covered as far as show ideas, hit us up. Let us know. Email, Facebook, Discord, Twitter, however you want to reach out. Reach out and tell us what you think. If you're looking to support the show, there's a couple ways you can do it. The first is with our TCG Player affiliate link. It is CasualTryHard.com/TCG. If you follow that link on over to TCG Player, anything you put in your cart and purchase, we will get a cut of to help keep the show going. You guys are all going to buy singles and product or whatever anyway, so you might as well buy it from TCG Player and get some decent prices and help support the show at the same time. We would really appreciate it. And if you guys want to support us more directly, you can head over to patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG. If you think we do a good job and you want us to keep doing what we're doing, show your support, you can chip a couple bucks in, however much you think is appropriate. The tiers are there, but they don't super mean anything. Mainly just different ways for you to show your support. Everybody gets access to our show notes, so you get a sneak peek of what the upcoming episode is going to be about. Our patrons also get access to our pre-show, roundabouts an hour. Today it went a little long, it was about an hour and a half. Started off as just kind of us, making sure all our equipment works before the show started. Kind of evolved into us catching up because we don't see each other nearly as much as we used to anymore. So you get some personal life stuff and some behind the scenes podcast stuff and maybe some not as safe for podcast magic content. You never really know what you're going to get. It's kind of a grab bag, but our patrons really seem to enjoy it. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, you get access to that. And you also get put on my mailing list. Roughly every other month, I try and send something out to our patrons, something cool that I've put together for them. At some point this month, I will have another round of give backs going out. So if you want in on that, head on over to patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG and chip a couple bucks in. Now, last week, I mentioned that we had a new patron.
You did.
I did. And even though I had just finished talking to them, for the life of me, I could not remember their name because I am a terrible podcast host. So this week, I would like to shout out Stir Fry Bandito. Thank you, Stir Fry Bandito, for becoming a patron.
Yes, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Much appreciated.
He was on Discord today because he was listening to the show and he's like, "Are you talking about me?" And I was like, I wanted to reply, but I was like, I don't ever go on the Patreon. That's James's thing. So like, I don't want to be like, absolutely that was you and then be wrong. So yes, it was you.
Yes,
so,
it was. Yes,
thank
it was.
you.
Yep.
Here, while I'm thinking of it, where's it at? I'm gonna just see if I can find it. Where was he at? Like he mentioned it?
I think he was in Dex.
In Dex? Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. We're going to. Yes, you already said yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. We did our podcast hosting duty there.
Our duties.
Yes. All right. So, they made some arena announcement doodads here.
Yeah, these arena announcements used to be like a lot more exciting than they are currently, didn't they? I remember always looking forward to like arena announcement day and looking to see what they were doing with the platform, and It seems like most of what we get lately is just, here's the arena open, here's the next qualifier.
I think it's the difference between Arena being a, you know, effectively mature
Yeah.
game and when it was newer. Because
It's
like
also kind
now
of wild to call arena mature because it is still a very much a work in progress, I think.
it is, but it's been around for like
Yeah.
4+ years,
Yeah.
right? It like predates us by 3 months or
Yeah,
four
that's kind of
months.
wild, right?
And we've been around for 233 episodes, so that's 4+ years.
Yeah.
So it's been around for 4 years. Like, I think we've gotten better. I
Mhm.
think Arena stopped growing after a while. And like these announcements are basically, hey, here's this month's advertisement,
Right.
as opposed to, hey, here's how we're going to make your gameplay experience better. And some of the stuff, like, maybe I've not been paying attention as much as I had to these, but like when they put the little like message center in,
Mhm.
that like I always have to like add messages in my inbox and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like that just seemed to like appear one day. I had no idea.
Yeah.
So uh oh man, the June pack rewards are Tales of Middle Earth. Oh man, thank goodness.
Have
All
you
right,
played any
so
Middle Earth Limited?
I have not. It is weird, like this set just like flavor wise, like of all of the crossovers they could have done,
Mhm.
right? Since like every fantasy thing steals from
Lord of the Rings?
like Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
like it doesn't feel like super out of place.
Right.
And also like I am not steeped enough in Lord of the Rings that when there's a card that calls out a specific place,
Mhm.
like it does not say to me this is a Lord of the Rings thing,
Right. So it just
right?
feels like a
So
magic set to you?
yeah, so like Troll of Kazakh Doom, no idea what like this is in Lord of the Rings, so it just feels like a typical Magic card.
Mhm.
Um, but again, like I just have a hard time. Like I'm not excited about the set because like playing the set is how you get cards to do other things. And even if like there weren't that many cards that I wanted, it was like, well, I need these cards in case.
Right.
But like I refuse to play like Hearthstone.
Mhm.
So I don't need Hearthstone cards.
Right.
So I've just not played the set for that reason because it's just Hearthstone, bro.
Well, I am a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I
Yes.
think I read The Hobbit when I was in 5th grade, and then the rest of the book shortly thereafter. Um, and I've read them multiple times and whatever. I'm a big Lord of the Rings nerd, and I refuse to give Wizards any money, so I have also not played this set. Like
Yeah.
of any of the universes beyond, this should have been the one that reeled me in.
I I still have some lands to give you.
Mhm.
So you will not have to give any money to Wizards. My wife gave money to Wizards to give me a gift, and I'm going to give you these lands one
Thanks,
day
buddy.
when I when we drag you out of the house to play like paper magic.
Yeah,
I think I
I
think
got to get
Jesse would
out
have I think Jesse would have a heart attack if you like
if I showed
rolled
up.
in for an event. He just be like, uh, uh. So anyway, like I've not been like super locked in on like wanting to play this set. Like I think I've opened a few packs.
Mhm.
I put in the I was trying to like usually there's like a play whatever code,
Oh yeah,
and I tried it. It didn't work.
huh?
So like I haven't seen one. I guess I don't know like if I've seen like I don't remember if I like tried to put in play mom last time, so I don't know if they're still doing those. I
No,
assume they are, but
yeah, I hadn't seen one for Lord of the Rings though, so
yeah, I haven't seen one either. Um, but so they are doing two historic anthologies. Sorry, two anthologies,
yeah,
one
two
for
new
historic
anthologies.
and one for explorer.
Hmm.
And um the historic one yeah, whatever. Um, it it feels like they think that they have 4-player commander on their client
Yeah.
with some of the cards that they keep printing. Like, Worn Powerstone's not playable
No.
in a format with like Seasoned Pyromancer and Dreadhorde Arcanist
Right.
and any number of other things. Leyline of Abundance and Elves.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not a playable card. And then Slime Ball, again, like maybe now it's a fringe commander playable because like they've printed so many things better than Slime Ball.
Yeah.
Uh, Acidic Slime for
Acidic
the
slime.
uninitiated. And then like Tooth and Nail is fine, but like with a Fable of the Mirror Breaker, you can Tooth and Nail Entwined for 2.
Hmm.
For you can Tooth and Nail Entwined for 5 mana as opposed to, is it 10?
Right.
So uh I don't know. They don't seem to move the needle. But I don't play Hearthstone, so I don't know. But just kind of what's going on in that format, whenever I see like any of it played, these cards do not seem like they'll move the needle.
Well, so we've only gotten 3 cards from each
We've only gotten
anthology,
three
so you
three
don't
cards.
exactly know what they are. Um, and like you said, there's not a whole lot of reason to talk about the historic anthology. I don't think that format is powerful enough that they would really have to put some bangers in there in order to change the format. What I do think is weird, though, and it's going to kind of roll into what we're talking about next with the Explorer anthology, is that they seem to be very willing to put cards into the Explorer anthology that will see play in other formats, like Historic or Brawl or
Hmm.
whatever, but they don't seem very willing to put cards into the Historic anthology that would see play in other formats.
Yes, that is weird.
Like you're
Like
chewing up slots in what is supposed to be the product that brings Pioneer to Arena, like wasting them on different formats, but then like you have a product that's supposed to do that that doesn't put cards into other formats. So like why not just make the historic anthology bigger if you want these cards on that aren't going to see play in Explorer?
yes, very true. Like you could very much like be like, hey, we can like put anything we want in the historic anthology.
Hmm.
It doesn't just have to be cards that are not Explorer legal.
Yeah.
So like I'm looking at the last one, the last Explorer anthology, and yeah, there's I forgot this is the one that they were like, crap, we have to fill this out. Put all the bridges,
Yeah.
put all the artifact lands. Yeah, like you don't have to just put stuff that is not well. So in Historic Anthology 5, which was at this point 2 years ago,
Hmm.
they did put Reverse Engineer, but this was before Explorer, I think.
Yeah.
Reverse Engineer, Whirler Rogue. We're running out of things here. Uh, yeah, so they did. Oh, God, Ojutai's command. They put all of the commands, even though like 2 of them are just not playable.
Yeah.
So like they put some things in here that like do a thing, but I think that was before like the pre-Explorer times. It's also wild that like Historic was gonna be like the thing,
Hmm.
right? And they've done 1, 2, 3, uh, 4. They've only done 7, but they've done like 2 a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, and now they're like getting down to like 1 a year.
Well, they're doing one historic and one explorer, so they're still doing 2 anthologies.
Yeah, but like it's just like, well, they did 2 Explorer anthologies last year, so they're doing 3 a year.
Okay.
1 for historic, and now they're down to 1. They're 1 for historic. The last 3 have been annual.
Yeah.
have been around this time. And then they did an Explorer last July, then in December, and now they have one in July again. So presumably we'll get one again in December.
Hmm.
But yeah, you're right. Like, why are you putting cards that aren't Explorer playable in this thing? If you want these cards on the client,
Or
you could be like,
yeah.
we think these will see play in Historic or in Brawl.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
what are the cards? Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, there's so many ways that you could put cards onto the client, though, that like aren't in Anthology. Like, if you really wanted this stuff on the client, like, I mean, one thing they haven't done yet is sell pre-con decks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I don't know, maybe it's crazy, but like you could sell pre-con decks on there. Like they sell pre-cons on Moto, right?
Yeah, I mean, they have the like learn to play like pre-con decks on the client,
Yeah.
and they could have very easily not made up arena cards for them
Mm-hmm.
and just put like actual magic cards in them instead.
Well, so the problem with those though is everybody gets them, so they want you to pay for your cards.
Fair.
If they give you not real cards, then they're not out anything because you weren't going to buy those cards anyway.
I guess that's right. I mean, but it comes down to like if you want these cards on the client,
Yeah.
and I think we've kind of talked about they probably don't.
Yeah.
Because right, then you get into a situation where someone builds like the 2 decks that they want to play,
Mm-hmm. And then
and
sets.
then they like aren't actively putting money into the system.
Right.
But if you give them like 7 cards that are playable in their format
Yeah.
at a time, you can get them to buy 7 anthologies as opposed to like 1.
Right. And also like move in and out of decks because their deck isn't supported or whatever.
Yeah. Uh, so, um, so what are the cards that kind of stroked me out here for Explorer Anthology?
Well, I mean, the one that super stroke you out is a card that I don't think has ever been cast in Pioneer, and mainly is only cast in Commander.
Yeah. So they have Cyclonic Rift, which is like a card that is $60 or something, solely on the back of being a commander card.
Yeah. I
Like
don't think it's quite that
completely.
expensive anymore. It's been reprinted a couple
It's been.
times,
I
but
guess it's been. Yeah, I guess it has been reprinted. It was $60 or $70.
yeah,
I'm gonna look.
I think it was 40 last time I looked at it.
Okay.
But still.
Cyclonic Rift. Oh, it's 30 now. Okay, I'll buy 4. Brand. This is where Explorer is going. This is where a Pioneer is going. Is a 2-mana bounce spell that is not attached to a 3/3 flyer.
Correct.
Or to a 3/1 flyer. I'm sorry. Yeah, like I was just like, why even bother putting this card on the client? Like it is not playable in Explorer.
Right.
Like we have Brazen Borrower, the better one of these.
Yep.
No one's gonna pay the overload cost in a 1v1 format, which is 7.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess that's less than River's Rebuke, right? River's Rebuke is 6.
Yeah, Rivers
Or it's
Rebuke is I think
yeah.
4 is 4 blue.
Yeah.
So like if you want a mass bounce effect.
I mean, I've been River's Rebuked in Explorer before.
Okay. I've Rivers Rebuked people in like old Pioneer, maybe
Yeah.
even standard. Glorious times.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't understand the thought process of putting that card on the client other than like you're putting it there, like you said, for Brawl.
Yeah.
But like, okay, fine, do like Brawl Anthology.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's another thing that they haven't done. Put some like
cards
good
for Brawl.
time commander staples in a Brawl anthology.
Yeah, like what are the things?
They'll roll that out as soon as they roll out 4-player multiplayer.
Yeah, I've heard that they would have to do like a full like rebuild. Like they just don't have the capabilities to do that.
I don't see how they wouldn't at some point. I mean, it just seems like free money. Like that's the direction. That's how everybody plays Magic now. Even
Yeah.
like the competitive pros, play Commander now.
Mhm.
So if that is your main format, I don't see how you have any sort of digital offering that doesn't support it.
Yeah,
I
it
mean, I
just
guess it'd be
comes down.
difficult on mobile, but
Yeah, but it just kind of comes down to like how are they going to be able to, like, how can I put this? Like, can it be done? Yes. Can it be done for the amount of money Wizards of the Coast is willing to spend to update the client?
yeah.
And that is where it becomes, that answer is difficult, right? Like,
Hmm.
because it was just like, hey, put this on the client, and they're like, we have to start over.
Yeah.
Okay, start over. But I don't. I think that at least many people view the arena team as being about as understaffed as the current Twitter team.
Yeah.
So they barely can get the cards on,
Yeah.
let alone. Because I mean, think about, like, remember when we got animations
Hmm.
and like all of the mythics were gonna have animations, or like, the big splashy cards.
Yeah.
Like, we
Uro
have,
blowing your battlefield over.
yeah, or uh realm giant,
Hmm.
the
Scooping up all
the
your cards.
the sweeper side of it, like the hand coming out. And now we have like literally one cat sound
Yeah.
for every cat. Well, maybe there's, I think there's just one. Maybe there's two, but I think I'm almost positive there's only one bird sound.
Hmm.
Regardless of what the bird is, you get the exact same screech. Does not matter.
Yeah.
And it's like they just stopped trying. They're like, we can put the cards on, or we can make things look cool. But Lord help you if you want us to do both. What is that triangle? You could have it done fast, you could have it done
Yeah.
cheap, or you could have it done safe.
Quick. Yeah.
Yeah, like, uh, and you get 2 out of the 3,
Yep.
and Wizards has chosen, like, cheap and fast.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, you could have this done cheap, you could have this done fast, or you could have this done well.
Hmm. Yeah. That's what
And
it is.
Wizards is like, "We're gonna go with cheap and fast, thank you very much." Um, so Cyclonic Rift just made me mad because I was like, "This card is not for this format
Correct.
at all." Now the second card is Deathrite Shaman, which is a card that is legal in the format, and some people have mistakenly put into their Explorer, I mean, in their Pioneer decks,
Well, like
towards the
when
begin.
yeah, towards the beginning when the format was pretty new, there was a lot of people experimenting with death, right?
Yeah, because they were just like, "Oh, this card's banned in Modern, it has to be good,"
Yeah.
and, like, it just doesn't have the support
Right.
in the format for it. So, like, okay, fine, we put Death right in, we'll see how that works. Okay, it doesn't work, we'll move on. Um, but, like, it's weird that they're like, "Here it is," like, unless there's something that's going to change about the format.
Yeah, I mean that's something that I guess we don't know either. Is they've already looked ahead 2 years, and we don't have that luxury. So
This is true. And then Eidolon of Blossoms.
yeah, I don't know why this is here either.
I mean, we have better Eidolon of Blossoms is what, Succession Champion?
Yep. And they just printed another one too, didn't they?
Did they?
I thought so. I thought there was one in one of the recent sets that was the same, if not better.
Probably. Uh, see here. Draw a card. Let's see here. So there's Eidolon, Succession Champion. No,
No.
I don't think there is. Just putting in like enchantment errors. Oh wait, I think the backside of Heliod. No, no, no. Uh, No, they haven't put one. They don't have another like constellation draw card thing.
Oh,
But like,
okay.
it feels like if you were gonna put Eidolon on, you put it on like around Theros,
Right.
not like 2 years after Theros.
Hmm.
Now, granted, they did make a bunch of things random enchantments in what's it called? In Kamigawa,
Yeah.
but like not enough that anyone played Succession Champion,
Correct.
and like Calyx isn't really like bringing the heat
No.
as a creature to make people want to play. Does Calyx? Is it Calyx? Does it maybe do something weird?
Maybe.
I don't remember. Anyway, yeah. So like these three cards are just like, why are these here?
Hmm.
Like, I went back and looked at the last anthology,
Hmm.
and in the last anthology ended up with half what's it called? Uh roughly half of the cards out of the 24, I think you could say
Belonged in the format.
11 to 13 were cards that maybe if you squinted were
Hmm.
like playable in the format. I'm sorry. Oh, what's he at? Uh I think it's the hoplite guy. Whatever the blue white guy is.
Yeah.
Was that, no, that was before. That was like 2 ago. Battle Wise Hoplite. But the most recent one had like 7. Or so I had like 11 or 12. So maybe they're opening on the weirdest 3 cards to open on.
Yeah. I guess I don't remember what they opened the rest of them on.
I don't remember. Uh but like it just seems weird that that's what we went with.
Yeah.
Was, hey, Deathrite Shaman, Eidolon Blossom, Cyclonic Rift. Get hype. We're bringing Pioneer to Arena, baby.
Woo!
And it's like, but none of these cards are like playable.
Yeah.
And like the cards that they like, even the last set, like the cards that they brought were like fine, but like Eidolon's not getting played anymore,
Right.
which is weird. And
Well, I mean, they
like,
can't know that though.
no, they can't. And like Boggles really wasn't a deck when they brought Ethereal Armor
Yeah.
on. Then it like did well at the Pro Tour. And like
Well,
Fiery,
right, but like Ethereal Armor saw play in the SRAM decks,
oh yeah. There were the Swim decks.
which
So
also
like,
like haven't been super popular in a while. But
no, they haven't been. Like the Saram deck just became Boggles. If you're gonna Saram, you Boggle and Light Paw people.
yeah.
So like, and I was happy with like the last one with Nightliest Presence.
Hmm.
So like they weren't all bad, but yeah, it's interesting. Like the like uh whatever the top 50 cards in Pioneer.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been a way easier to make my list. Way easier way.
Thank you. Uh here are the most played cards in Pioneer from top 8 MTG. Fable, Thoughtseize, Otawara, Boseiju. So all of these are currently on there. So where's the first thing that is not on there? So they have the whole the first thing is Urborg.
Oh yeah, that's a good one, Urborg.
And then the next page is because this also counts the lands.
Yeah.
So there's not so like the next page they kind of have everything. But it's also very much like you can just like see the decks. It's like, oh, these are black red cards.
Right.
These are green cards.
According to Goldfish, the top 50 are all on there.
Oh, they all are in there now.
Yeah, I don't see anything that's not.
So, Oath of Nissa is the next card that's not there.
Yeah.
And then we don't have Dreadbore.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about Dreadbore.
Uh, what else? But going through this, it's very much just like a who's who of like the top decks in the format.
Yeah. Um,
Uh,
I'd be kind of surprised if Bushwhacker wasn't in this. Like that seems like an easy card for them to toss
it
in here,
does. It
and
does.
that's like a hot deck lately.
Yeah, like that would be something that I would think would easily make it.
Yeah.
Um, so like there's like I'm 50 cards in and like kind of everything is there, but like you have the problem of like, do they want Lotus Field on Arena?
Right.
Like that deck. And the answer might just be no. We don't want that to be a deck on Arena. So we're not going to put
Hidden Strings or Thespian
hidden
Stage.
strings. Yeah. Um so but like I know I feel like Bring the Light should be something that's on the client.
Yeah, I do think that should be on there.
So I guess we had our list of what, or you had your list of what things you hoped or should like be in the next
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really a
anthology.
list of what I was hoping for. It was just like things that we were still missing in general,
Mhm.
like things that I would expect to be on there.
Yeah.
You mentioned Oath of Nissa. Like, there's no
Mhm.
reason that shouldn't be on there. I don't think. Um, and then I had Hidden Strings and Thespian Stage. I kind of understand why they're not, but like Thespian Stage is probably fine, even if you
Yeah, I
didn't want
agree.
Lotus Field. Like, I think Thespian Stage is kind of a neat card to have access to.
Yeah, like you can't Lotus Field without hidden strings.
Right.
So like if you just want to like drag your feet on hidden strings because you don't want people to play like Lotus Field matches all the time,
Yeah.
I guess I can be okay with that.
hmm Um,
Um
Bushwhacker I talked about, and
mhm.
then like all of the flip walkers. I know like Jace sees play randomly in decks, like multiple decks across the format. So that one, I would be surprised to not get Jace at some point. And then,
Kithian
yeah, I was
kicks
just gonna
around.
say the new white decks are playing Kithian, and like I mentioned earlier, if you're trying to sprinkle in cards for like some other formats, like historic, brawl, whatever, Nissa and Lily both see play like
Mhm.
casually, pretty popular.
Yeah.
Um, so the 5 flip walkers I think are pretty safe bets at some point to get on the client.
And they're like if you're like, what are cards that might like get people's attention? They like tell a
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
Unless you have like a plan for in the next 12 to 18 months that you're gonna like do Origins remastered or something.
Well, that was
We'll get
something.
there.
Yeah, like after I talked about these cards, I couldn't remember if they've announced like another remastered set or not. The last one we had was Shadows, and next would be, or last one we had, yeah, Shadows. So next would
Hmm.
be BFZ,
Yeah, I guess so.
right? Because we had Kaladesh already, so I think BFZ is next. Um, so I tried not to include cards like other than Bushwhacker, because I mean, if they do BFZ remastered, Bushwhacker's probably in that, but also like Gideon. Not that I think he's
Hmm.
like a staple for the format, but that's a card that people would like to play with, I think. But if you're doing BFZ remastered, I could see doing that there instead of in the anthology set.
Um, looking, I don't see like just googling like next. What's it called? Next
Remastered.
Arena remastered set.
Yeah, nothing.
Uh, nothing is coming up.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if
So,
they had announced one or not.
so see, does doing upcoming
Although I
do
guess the
it?
flip side of that is like, what else would you want from the BFZ block?
Mm,
Like, is it worth doing a whole remastered set to get Gideon and Bushwhacker?
what about Goblin Dark Dwellers?
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting.
There's Goblin Dark Dwellers. They already gave us Cathus.
Right.
Not Cathus.
Kalidas.
Kalitas, yes. Do we have Drana?
Yeah, we have
Like
Drana.
we have 3 mana Drana?
Yep.
Okay. Um,
We have
trying to
Reflector
think.
Mage.
Reflector Mage. Like they've kind of given us the cards that you would want,
Yeah.
unless like you get like the whatever the big like 10 mana green enchantment that like like you resolve it and you win your commander game or whatever. We already have Ulamog.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they've already kind of given us the cards out of that
Yeah.
you would really be interested in. So I
And
don't
like
know.
BFZ also wasn't known for its riveting limited games.
They were like they could be really slow at times.
Yeah. So
I mean,
maybe
again,
maybe they won't do that.
unless the person that you were passing to and you cut blue white from brought like a play set of reflector mages to every draft,
Yeah.
then the drafts went faster.
Yeah.
How does he always get Eldrazi Displacer in 3 in 3 reflector mages? It makes no sense.
Well, you see.
Yeah, the delve cards would be interesting.
Well, so that's kind of where I was going with that last statement, is if it's not worth doing a BFZ remastered. I mean, I think people would pour into the client to play some cons limited.
Yeah, I think you could get a lot of people to play that.
Yeah, so they might not do too many cons cards and just do
like cons remastered. Because they didn't because we started with like Kaladesh remastered, right?
Yeah.
So like they're not committed to going in like
In
a
order.
set order.
Yeah.
So they could just be like, we're gonna do cons, and that'll be a thing that people do. And I almost wonder like,
So I guess Oath of Nissa was BFC also, right?
yes, all the oaths were, yeah. But like, would you want to do like like I guess you could remaster it. I guess there was some stuff in the like original that was a little bit of a dud, that like maybe having Fate Reforged as part of it.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Or would you just want to like, here, just jam like
Cons draft.
Cons draft? Because like that's the one that people like.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know like if you could make like, they've not remastered a 3-block set yet.
It's true.
For Arena, so like does that like work? Or could you like make it cons draft, but like, hey, we're gonna like fix this archetype a little bit by putting in some fate stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
that's kind of what they did with the other remastered sets, though, is like we got Collected Company and Thoughtseize in Amonkhet.
Yeah, but no, I mean more like it's 95% or 90% of the original whatever it is. Cons cards, and then like that other 10% is a few cards from Fate Reforged to like fix some like stuff, and a few cards from Dragons, like because like just because like those other formats weren't as good as like cons, but just like this monocolored like 4-drop would be better if it were this.
Yeah.
Or like I guess we could put Death Mist Raptor in for this like indescript like blah like rare or whatever.
I mean, there's nothing saying that they couldn't do a release similar to like how the set came out, though, either. Like we have this huge lull over the summertime when they've spaced the sets way out. Like that could be next summer set, do cons and then wait a month, and then do cons fate and then wait a month. And
or maybe you do what they did for the Shadows block, where they're like, hey, here's like 90% of cons draft, but we have this sheet.
Oh yeah, you can do that too.
That goes in that is the Fate Reforged cards, and we do like 2 sets of like Fate Reforged cards, or like it's Fate and Dragons cards kind of mixed together.
Yeah,
and you get kind of different vibes from each like set of cards, but so they can get more stuff in, and the draft feels a little fresher.
Yeah, that's a good. I hadn't thought of that. Yeah,
because like you
I
could
forgot
do that.
they even did that.
So like that could be good. Like For those of you who haven't played just like pure Contract, it
Yeah.
is like the best.
Yeah.
Um, and then so yeah, maybe the Delve cards don't make it. Sylvan Caryatid, like I don't think anyone longs for that. Like I never did like Theros Born Journey,
Mhm.
but like I don't think people like look back on like that like block super fun like the at least the later sets. Like I think
Yeah.
Theros was fine.
Yeah, it's a card that sees play in Explorer though, or in
Yeah, but
Pioneer.
no, Sylvan Caryatid in terms of like we're not going to put cards from this set on because we're going to do
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
right. We're
We're
going to
gonna
do a
revisit that
thing.
block sometime, yeah.
Yeah, it's like no. Like Caryatid is fine. Like I think we're gonna revisit that. Dark Petition.
Mhm.
I don't know like what it again, like that's just like a weird uh Lotus Field card, right?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't do anything. Like we have this like whole chunk of cards that is like these are missing and they get played, and it's like, yeah, but it's like a deck we like can't like can you imagine like playing best of one into Lotus Field? Like what do? You just like, oh, I would have sideboarded counter spells when I'm playing
Playing
best
best
of
of
one,
one.
and I just got like dunked on turn 4
Yeah.
every single game. Um, Behold the Beyond, also random Lotus Field card.
Right.
Are you secretly a Lotus Field player?
Oh, definitely not. I was
It's,
literally just looking for cards that we didn't have that saw play in Pioneer.
it's like here's all here's all the cards we're missing for Lotus Field.
Yeah.
James has a request. I would
Hey, I
like
didn't put pour over pages on here, so.
good. I think we have it.
Oh, we might, yeah.
Yeah, I think we have 4 of
Yeah,
pages.
probably.
Um, because it's in Innistrad. It's in
Yeah.
Shadows block.
Yeah.
Then Chain to the Rocks, which like actually sees like real play. It's like the second best weight removal spell in the format behind Leyline Binding.
Yeah.
And so like that would be good. That would like, kind of fix some decks.
Mhm.
And then like Bring to Light was like a whole deck for a while.
Yeah, Niftalite.
Yeah. And I mean, there's part of me that thinks that it might just be interesting in the like Karuga shells,
Mhm.
where like it's extra copies of uh Fires of Invention and oh gosh, Enigmatic Incarnation.
Yeah. It doesn't work very well with fires though.
No, because it is both your spells.
Yeah. Well, it also doesn't let you get anything because you didn't spend any mana.
But you can spend mana with
Right.
when a Fires is in play.
Yeah.
You just don't get to use your Fires that turn.
Right.
But if you get to 5 mana and you just get your Fires,
Mhm.
like that's pretty okay.
Yep.
Now, granted, you are then stuck not being able to do anything that turn because you cast the card off the Bring the Light.
Right.
But, which was weird. So like that would be interesting. Like that would like, I think do interesting stuff in the format
Mhm.
because like I think that for as long as Lotus Field is not a deck in the format, like the Karuga Fires, the Niv to Light decks, I think all get to kind of do a thing.
Mhm.
But like they match up, I think, so poorly against like play a land, untap it 5 times, kill you
Yeah.
that like they don't get to do you don't get to do a mid-rangey thing. Like Lotus Field is kind of a cap on the format on
Mhm.
some levels, like because it's interacting on such a weird axis. Because I'm sure that part of it is just the fact that they're slow, but like the Karuga Fires decks always feel like super powerful.
Yeah.
Even when they don't have their fires, they still feel like they're like
Doing a
doing
thing.
a reasonable thing.
Yeah.
But it doesn't but like I don't think they're like nearly as good in Pioneer because there's this like thing that's just like, oh, cool, you're gonna play like a 4-mana thing that doesn't let you play interaction on my turn,
Mhm.
and you're not gonna kill me when you do it. Amazing.
Yeah. Cool. I'm
Like,
in.
okay, I'm all for this. Let me now kill you. Let's go.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'd be interesting to see that. Like Chain to the Rocks would be cool as well. Like it would, you have on here a sweet elementals deck that you found at some like from like the Brazilian
Yeah. Some South America
regional,
regional championship.
and it's playing 3 Chain to the Rocks. I have this weird thing, like we were talking about, like, oh, there's no Dreadbore.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there's a lot of cards that it's like, well, if you wait, you know, to like a year or two, they're just gonna like reprint this card that's a sorcery and make it an instant.
Yeah. Print a better version.
You know what I mean? They're gonna just be like, ah, we'll give Chain of the Rocks Flash,
Yeah.
right? Like Rip Apart being a sorcery is perfectly fine, but they're gonna be like, it should just be an instant. Because I feel like there's some cards like, uh, was it Fiery? Not Fiery Impulse. The Fire, is it Fire Prophecy?
Mhm.
They're like, well, that was all fun and good though, but now we're gonna make Volcanic Spite that is just better.
Right.
And I feel like there's like, oh, we made Deck and Stone, and it took them a few years, but like we made Fateful Absence, which is
Yeah.
kind of just better. And like I feel like it's just like, well, Rip Apart doesn't see play. What if we make it an instant? Because I feel like there was a card recently that got printed. It's like, oh, that's pretty good for, but it's a sorcery. And then a few months later, they're like, would you like the instant version of it?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Yes, thank you. It's like, we just got the sorcery version of this card. I'm very confused.
Yeah.
Um, so it kind of, it's like, well, like, yeah, Chain to the Rocks is cool, but what if they have, I don't know, Chain to the Great Henge or something, and
Mhm.
you just like, oh, it's an instant, and it also goes on an adventure, and you're like,
Right.
okay, cool,
Bringing
thanks.
Snow back and return to Eldraine or whatever, and we're
Oh
gonna
my
get
gosh.
what was the snow on the rocks or whatever it was.
Oh, on thin ice.
On thin ice. Yeah.
What was it? Chained to the Igloo?
Chain to the igloo. Sure.
Yeah. So, all right. Now we get to. I have not seen that they've announced a remastered set. We're gonna talk about that. All right. The One Ring.
The One Ring. So one more time, we're gonna talk about this
The one more
before the
time.
ring gets banned.
Um. So
So one of one is found.
one of one is found. Apparently by a Canadian.
A.
A. We have one Canadian joke here, dear listeners, and it's the A. And then I could mention like poutine and like I don't know, laugh at them for universal health care, like, but
Hockey.
but Aki, eh? So one of one was found. Apparently, I didn't know this. What PSA, the
Mhm.
grading company, had a bounty
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
to get to grade the card.
Yeah.
So the person opened it and sent it to PSA, and PSA like uh paid
Paid them
them
to grade it.
to grade it. And like how how do you put that in the mail?
I would not put that in the
Like
mail. I
like
would
like
put it in a suitcase chained to my wrist and drive it.
yeah, I was gonna say, like, do you just be like, I'm
Yeah.
driving to PSA headquarters, or like
Where is
maybe
PSA
you're like,
headquarters?
I think it's in California, or like PSA, you have to come to me.
Yeah.
You want to grade this?
Yeah, I
It's not
mean, what do you
leaving.
think insurance at USPS for $2 million is?
Oh my gosh. Um, and like we talked about, if they're offering $2 million, it's because they think they're gonna get four.
Yeah,
Like that is their buy list price. They're buy listing it at 2 million
right.
because they think someone will give them four for it. Um,
Yeah, I don't see an address on here.
yeah, but I think it's California.
Maybe.
Uh,
Oh, yep, Newport Beach, California.
Excellent.
Oh, there's a East Coast office also in Jersey City.
Okay.
Which would
see
be
here.
way faster for Canadian to drive to.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think it would like make that like 10-hour drive or whatever.
I don't even think it's 10 hours.
Take a day off of work.
Yeah. Right down 81 goes right to Canada.
There you go. Just right in.
Yeah.
Here you go. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Please grade it. I'll be in the waiting room. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, but you have to grade this in my briefcase.
It's not leaving. What is the grade on the briefcase, sir?
Yeah. Oh, so that's the other thing. Is how funny is it that the one of One Ring didn't get a 10?
I mean, on one hand, it makes you kind of feel like, all right, they like graded it legitimately.
Yeah. I mean, there's a
Right.
lot of like pack fresh cards that don't get a 10.
Oh yeah, I mean it's like comic books, like you can't get like a 10 out of 10 comic book basically doesn't exist. You can like take it like right off the printing press and they're like 8.
Right.
Staples
off center.
Yeah. But like you have what's funny is it's like it can never be regraded because like everyone's gonna know it was graded at a 9.
Right.
Like you're not gonna have to like pull it in shenanigans where you like take it out of the slab
and
then get it regraded.
Well, it was a 9 last time. It's probably less now since you unslabbed it.
Yeah, how about now?
Yeah.
So like it's just like it is a 9. This is what you got.
Yeah.
So I mean, with Wizards print quality as of late,
yeah,
like the fact
surprising it did get a 9, yeah.
Yeah. So could you imagine if it was like curled or off centered or something?
I mean, it probably was curled.
Probably. So yeah, like you are right. It probably was opened. You're saying it might have been opened right away because the set's been out for 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah, and this came out 2 weeks, I think, and it was announced on Friday, I think.
So for like it to get the PSA and get great for the guy to like get on the horn, get a hold of PSA and be like, "Hey, I heard you would."
So I guess there's more to the story than that, also, because he secured like a law firm to handle everything before he even submitted it for grading.
Okay, so he basically was like, "Hey, handle all of this stuff."
Yeah, and the law firms who's handling all the offers and whatever.
Hey, that's I heard something that like the place that was offering 2 million. This might have been on a PK video. Is also fielding like offers that are higher.
Oh yeah.
Like we're gonna pay 2 million, but like we'll be like the broker.
Yeah.
If you want to pay more than that.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Like I like the suggestion of like, immediately find someone whose gig is, what's it called? Like collectible card auctions. Right. Or
here
like,
you go, Sotheby's.
That's what I say. Like, could you just like go to Sotheby's and be like, hey, like blow this up?
Absolutely.
And let's
what's
get
the
an
other
auction
one? Christie's?
Christie's is the other one, yeah. But like, hey, do this thing.
Yep.
And like, I'm sure that wouldn't be their normal clientele putting in bids, but you would get people putting in bids.
I think you'd be surprised how much overlap there is.
Oh, I'm sure.
When you're dealing with $1 million rectangle of cardboard. I think the Venn diagram of people interested in spending $1 million for a rectangle of cardboard overlaps pretty well with art collectors, antiquities collectors, whatever.
People who may be participating in tax fraud with art.
Exactly.
I
would like to park $2 million, please. Let me buy that piece of cardboard.
Yes. And then I will say it appreciated to $10 million and donate it to charity and write off $8 million on my taxes.
Ta-da!
Thank you so much. We did it. We did it.
We got there.
Like, there's like a non-zero chance that like Jeff Bezos has a like complete set of alpha and beta like just chilling at like his house. Right?
Maybe.
Like he somehow has an uncut like alpha sheet
Yeah.
just like hanging up somewhere. And he has the like card that Richard Garfield used to like propose to his
Yeah.
wife. And then just has that wife in a glass case beside the card. They feed her 3 times a day, but she just has to be in the case and be real still when Jeff walks in. But yeah, like you could totally see like, oh, like an anonymous bidder spent $10 million on this.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
I mean, realistically, like an Alpha Lotus cracked a mill, right?
yeah. I mean,
And there's more
the
than one
fact
Alpha Lotus, so
the fact that you had 2 people before the card was even opened offering $1 million,
yeah.
right? And one person offered 2 million. Well, one person bid against themselves up to 2 million, right? They were at like 1 million and they were like, on second thought, make it 2.
Yeah.
Right. And again, like if they are offering to buy it from you for 2, they're not doing it out of the goodness of their heart. They think they
Right.
can turn a profit.
Right.
So it makes sense to be like, okay, like we're gonna like, I don't know, do an auction with a reserve of like 1.5.
Mhm.
And once it gets past 1.5, I'll sell it.
Mhm.
But the 2 million people think there's someone out there that's gonna pay 2.5 for it.
Right.
So you're probably pretty safe. I did enjoy the thing about like in this Polygon article about gonna have to pay taxes on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
Uh
taxes.
it looks like $500,000 is the most likely outcome
Yeah, I think it said
for
it
it.
was 49% of 50%,
Yes.
which is, I guess, a long way of saying
Saying a
a
quarter.
quarter, but
Yeah. But like I counter with you had $0 million
oh
before,
yeah.
and now after if someone pays you 2 million, you get 1.5.
Yeah.
And like I don't think you're allowed to get salty because you opened a magic pack and you found
Correct.
$1.5 million.
Yeah.
Like
I
you
thought it was
can't then be
funny, like that article talking about how I guess the Ontario Tax Authority or whatever it is has already in their words opened an investigation into how the card was acquired, because how the card was acquired changes the tax liability that the owner has for selling it.
so it was yes, because they're trying to figure out the provenance of the card. So
Yeah.
did he open it in a pack? We get 25% of the sale,
Right.
or 49% of 50. Did he like find it in the street or in the forest?
50%.
We get 50% of the total sale.
Yeah.
Did one of his family members go, "Here, have this"?
Well,
Then
so that goes for the pack that contained the ring as well.
really?
Yeah. So if he purchased the pack, it's capital gains. If he found the pack, it's 50% windfall. If he or they, I guess I don't know if it's a he. If they were gifted the pack, then it's a gift. And I think that's why they've opened the investigation, because they don't want this person to try and claim that the pack was bought for them by somebody else and then not pay the Canadian government $500,000.
I know this is probably a bad attitude, but like, cool. Take my $500,000. I still get my 1.5. I'll be fine,
Yeah.
right? Like
I
the
will
last thing
instantly pay my house off and nobody will ever hear from me again.
exactly.
No offense, Brian. I love you, buddy.
What? Welcome to episode 234 of the Casual Tryhard Podcast. I'm Brian. All right, so this week I'm going to be talking about. Just never get through the YouTube ad read. I never do it.
Just stop.
Just stop.
Yeah.
There you go. I
30,
like this.
30 seconds of Brian's open and then an hour of silence.
No, sorry.
Well,
I like
that's
this.
a show.
Yeah. And with that, I think we got a show. So the I like this, the end of the Polygon article. So I guess the old adage really does prove out: keep it secret, keep it safe, and keep it around for a few generations. You want to avoid paying taxes on it in Canada. You can't pay off your house with a picture of the One Ring.
That is
It's
correct.
not like a stock.
Yep.
Right? You can't be like, I'm just gonna like borrow against the One Ring. Like, no, like you got to sell it to make some moves here.
Yeah.
It's not Tesla stock. It's not Amazon stock. To like be like, no, bank. Listen, just give me a lower interest rate loan because I have the One Ring.
It's right here. It's graded.
It's right here. It's great. It's 9.
I think
Out
you
of a
missed the
possible
chain with the
10.
briefcase on it hanging off my wrist.
Exactly. You just walk around like Flava Flav with just a briefcase around your neck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, PSA also might have like come out to them. I guess that's a possibility too.
What do you mean? Like in terms of like the provenance, like
well,
because like
grading to grade the card. Like PSA might have come out to them to grade it.
Oh yeah, like that's
like
what I was
that'd probably
thinking,
be
like,
safer than trying to transport the card across.
Do you want to grade this card PSA? Do you want to have your name
Yeah.
on the 1 of 1 thing? Okay, cool. Have you heard of Canada? You must come here.
And not the
and you
cool
must
part of
grade
Canada
this.
either, Ontario.
Yeah. I mean, Ontario is not
No,
bad,
Ontario's
is it?
fine. No, but like when most people think of Canada, it's like Vancouver, right?
Really, I was gonna say like Toronto's in Ontario. Like I feel like Toronto is like better than like a place that people think of more than like Vancouver.
No, I don't know. I thought Vancouver was like New York City's like what people think of when they think of New York. I assumed it was. I mean, I don't, because I've like anytime I've ever been to Canada has been Ontario, but
yeah, but I was gonna say like
it was Vancouver.
We have the Toronto Blue Jays. We have the Toronto Maple Leafs. We have the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah.
We have the Vancouver Canucks.
Mm-hmm.
They lost their basketball team. They're now the Memphis Grizzlies. So I don't know, but like, yeah, like I think that it would be like, you've got to come to me. Well, really, you've got to come to my lawyer's office.
Bank vault.
Bank vault.
Immediately went to a bank vault. Yeah.
Okay, I like this guy's style.
Yep. The guy planned ahead, or had a really good lawyer who advised him.
Yeah, like I figure you open it, immediately call a lawyer and go like, all right, dude, what do I do?
Yeah.
I've just come into a very large.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, like if I were to win the lottery, I have a similar plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the Powerball ticket like goes into a bank vault until like I can
wrap things up.
Put all the legal framework in place.
Yeah.
Because in South Carolina you can claim your winnings anonymously.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can like have a lawyer like contact them and like have a trust set up to like put the money in.
Yeah.
And no one knows it was me.
Yep. You go about your business. Are you
go
already a
about my
millionaire
business.
and you didn't tell me?
No.
Are you holding out on me, Brian?
You would not know. But
I am not, because I don't play the lotto.
Yeah. I do it every so often. Like the last time is when it was for like $1 billion and I showed up like 20 minutes late and couldn't buy a ticket.
Good job.
That was the last time I tried. So I got an icy and I left 7-Eleven.
Hey, that was a better investment than the Powerball ticket.
Yes. It's every so often I will like when it's some like astronomical sum.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you got me.
Yeah.
I'll throw in like $2 for this.
Yep.
But I mean, Wizards did not get me with the 1 of 1 ring.
That is true.
So
But your
I have
ticket wasn't $2. Your ticket was
like
$40.
40. Yeah, like, in this Polygon article, like, did he pull it out of a $12.99 pack? He did not.
Almost certainly not.
As sure as I sit here, he did not.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, so
yeah,
like
but
this thing almost would have had to have been opened like release weekend or pre-release weekend, right?
yeah, because like
To put everything in
for
place.
the time to like open it, like hide it under your bed for a day while you like get a hold of someone.
Get legal representation, secure a bank vault, contact PSA, work through all
PSA
that.
comes out there.
I guess they were in contact with that Dave and whatever in New York City also, like the original offer.
Yeah.
They were in contact with them to try and find a buyer.
So yeah, so
So
like it
for all of
seemed
that
like
to have happened, like up until Friday, like I mean, it would have had to have been almost right away it was opened.
yeah, because it probably take a week or probably closer to 2.
Yeah.
Because like, how many lawyers do you have to call to be like,
Right.
hey, I opened this magic card that's worth more than your house.
Yeah. More than your firm.
Yes. Explain to me what a magic card is. All right, thank you. Click.
Yeah.
Okay, next place.
Yeah.
Imagine a baseball card, but for people who can't play sports. It's like a Hornet. Like, how much did the Hannes Wagner card go for? That's like 1 of 1. That's like the only one like in existence.
No, I have no idea.
There we go. Hannes Wagner card. Because like Wayne Gretzky bought it years ago. Okay. So it sold in 2022. That Hannes Wagner card sold in a private sale for 7.25 million. And there's more than one of those.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many there are. But yeah, Wayne Gretzky bought it in mint condition, bought a mint condition one at Sotheby's.
Here's a serialized 1 of 1 Stephen Curry basketball card is $6 million.
Steph Curry?
Yes. Stephen Curry?
Stephen Curry.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
It's spelled the same.
Yeah.
Basketball player I am not. I apologize.
That's fine. That's fine. Stephen Curry. Yeah. How much did it go for?
5.9 million.
Okay.
And that was recently too, July 6th of 2021.
Yeah,
It was purchased by an investment fund.
Oh, okay. If like BlackRock buys the 1 of 1 ring because they think that it's going to go up in value, it's like you're buying our houses and you're buying our collectibles, you bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like the Hannes Wagner going for like it's more famous, but it is because it actually what was it so PSA graded it at an 8, and that was the best one. But the guy who graded it admitted to knowing it had been altered when he graded it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So, and then someone else now has it. So, anyway. Yeah, so I don't know, like it could be worth $6-7 million. And like it only takes one billionaire who like can't get sub tickets anymore to to want to buy it.
Yeah.
So, all right. Now, for all of us who are just opening regular, I don't know, 1 of 1 million rings,
Sure.
they are holding their price quite steady.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
insane. Like after we talked about last week, the fact that you can just buy a bundle and get one. I saw a bunch of different like Magic personalities come out with videos or whatever talking about the same thing. And
mhm.
I almost certainly expected the price to drop at least, $10 or $20 or whatever when people realized you could just get them in a bundle. But they haven't.
The bundle ring has gone up since last week.
Of
The
course it
bundle
has.
ring is now market price is 59
Yeah.
and lowest is 55. So it has gone up from yeah, it has gone up. It was at $20 when the set dropped, and it has gone up every day. So since last week, it's gone from 47 to what it is now, like 55.
Hmm.
So uh now I went to our local Target while looking for other things, and there was a big hole where
The bundles
Lord
used
of
to
the
be.
Rings bundles used to be.
Yeah.
Um, so and then the bundle on TCG Player is 100. Uh, and then what is this? Oh, this is a pre-release kit is 40. Sorry, that was the wrong thing. I was like, what is this thing that's $40? Why don't I have it? So GameStop is sold out.
Amazon is sold
Target,
out.
uh, Target only has the gift bundle listed,
Yeah.
and pre-orders have sold out of it. So, Best Buy, do you have any? Oh, the bundle is it's unavailable nearby, but we can get it in 9 days according to Best Buy.
Oh, okay.
Uh, so yeah, just like clicking through uh, the Amazon links. So yeah, um, so here's my thought. If you have a modern event that you really care about between now and
September.
September, like get your one rings, play your event, and probably get off of them.
Yeah.
Like basically treat them like a rental
Hmm.
and then move on. Because the ring has the looter scooter problem
Hmm.
of it
Colorless
is
fits in every deck.
colorless and fits in every deck, but it also has a problem that as aspiring I keep watching aspiring spike videos because he keeps just playing ring decks. He's basically like the card is busted, the card is broken, the card is whatever deck you're playing. If you think you need the ring, you need to play 4 of them.
Yeah.
Um, blue white control ring.
Yeah.
Uh, Tron ring. 4 color elementals ring. Uh, Lotus Field Twiddle ring. Like just ring, 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 ring.
Hmm.
All rings all the time and like everything. So I can't imagine. And he's also said the card's clearly a design mistake and should not have gone out the door. And he
Excellent.
consulted on the set. Now,
Fantastic.
he said that when he consulted, the ring was 5 mana,
Hmm.
it was indestructible, and then all the other text was different.
Oh, okay.
So from when he saw it to when it released, they
Completely
knocked
different
off a
card.
mana and made a new card. And he's like, I can't tell you what it used to do because of my NDA.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Right. But it is a totally So like it's just ubiquitous. It is the best thing to do for 4 mana,
Mm.
and it just takes over games. The games it just runs away with games.
Yeah.
And so I can't imagine that it could possibly stay legal long term because it's just too good.
Yeah.
Um like I opened one and like I'm kind of thinking like do I get off of it or do I wait? But like the question is like if I get off of it, do I get enough that like when it gets banned in modern,
It
I
scoops them
can
up for
like
legacy.
yeah, like but is it like if I get off of it and get like 35,
Yeah.
right? Like am I going to be able to buy them for 35
True.
like when they go down?
I gotcha.
Cuz like it has to be an amazing commander card,
Oh yeah.
right? You start at 40 life
Hmm.
and over the course of 3 turns you lose 3 life and draw 6 cards.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Like and you started at 40?
Yeah.
Like so I lost 0 life and drew 6 cards.
Right.
Amazing.
And got
So,
protection from everything for a turn.
yeah, I just got to like watch all you nerds like beat on each other and then I was just like do 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 do.
Yep.
So, yeah, like I can't imagine it's not going to be like a commander staple.
Right.
So, I don't know how low it's going to go, but like today I just started watching a oh gosh, 3 video on like a ring deck cuz so I have like most of I think I'm literally just missing 3 rings of Aspiring Spike's 8 key deck
Mhm.
in modern and I was like I feel like this would like be really good in legacy like 8 keys, like Basalt Monolith, Grim Monolith, like Karn, the Ring, blah blah blah. And then that's exactly the deck he's playing with
Yeah.
like with Paradox Engine. And you're just like, play Chrome Mox, untap my ring, draw a million cards, tap my uh sorry, not Chrome Mox, whatever. Mox, whatever,
Opal.
the Metalcraft one.
Opal.
Opal, thank you. Play another Mox Opal, untap everything,
Yeah.
and then just win the game.
What do you win with?
And
Aether Flux?
mm, he didn't his win conditions out of the board. He had a lattice to
Mhm.
just lattice lock people, and then just win with ham sandwiches.
Yeah.
I forget what else he had. Like you could put like if you really wanted like actual win conditions, you could like have a walking ballista
Oh, that's true.
or an aether flux reservoir. It's just kind of like pick whichever thing you want.
Yeah.
So like you could like Karn or but I forget what his exact win condition was. He was basically like then you just beat down with like Karn things. I was like, well, that's cool that you like can Karn and Karn is also your win con because it has a pizza oven.
Mhm.
So like it's like the old combo deck,
Yeah.
but like just has like rings and thus is amazing.
Sure.
It's like, oh hey, cool, it has rings, so I guess it's good. But like, yeah, I was like, oh, that would be. But like, I feel like even in Legacy, it could have that problem. Like playing like red white initiative, like you just are like, I guess I'll put 4 rings in my deck because
Right.
when I like dump my hand to like get something in play, like playing the ring and then filling it back up is probably pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, if I read all of my cards into what they did, it would also make the deck way better.
That helps.
But yeah, I can't do everything. So like I worry that like a bunch of people are gonna like dump money into rings
And then just have them banned out.
and just have them banned off like it doesn't feel like it's a worthwhile investment if your like place to play modern is like your F&M
Right.
and it will like suck when your like opponent has a ring.
Yeah.
But
It's going to
like
suck more when your opponent loses $300 in rings and
yeah, and then you buy them for $25 a piece or something.
Yeah.
For your like commander deck or your legacy deck or whatever. So I wouldn't run out and like buy them. Now, like we said, like if you can find a bundle somewhere and like then like flip the ring.
Yeah, I mean, there's still like other cards in the set that are worth money. Bowmasters are expensive, and they're a rare, right? They're not a mythic.
They're a rare, yeah.
The Nazgul are still over $10.
Yeah, so
And you still have, I guess, you're not getting collector boosters, but you still have chance of pulling the serialized Sol rings too.
yeah. So like right now, Card Kingdom has the One Ring bundle foil is still $29 in store credit.
Mhm.
Like that's or $23 cash.
Yeah.
Like that's not worth it.
Right.
Right? Like at that point, hold on to it. Though there's a One Ring bundle non-foil. I have no idea like where that card exists. Like, is that from collector boosters?
I have no idea.
Because like I like look like what bundle has this, and I can't find anything. And then like Star City again. Now, of course, you can like sell your cards on TCG Player, but like, what is on your hot list? Black Lotus is on the hot list.
Ooh.
That's cool. So the One Ring on Star City. So the bundle borderless, they're giving $35 or $45 in credit.
Okay.
So like you could just if you can find the bundles in your area, like maybe selling them to Star City for like an easy flip. And then just opening the packs if like that makes you happy. Would not be a bad thing.
Arbitrage action.
Yeah, like you can get a little bit, and you could look at cool stuff. Or what is the card conduit?
Well, they buy collections, not singles. Or they sell
No,
collections
you can sell a single card.
Oh. So I thought Card Conduit was part of Card Kingdom.
Let me see here. The One Ring. They say they look everywhere. So their best cash value. So their best is 35.
Okay.
Is what they say for and their prices are in cash.
Yeah.
So 35. So basically that's the Star City price. So that's better than the like I thought they were part of Card Kingdom as well, but I don't think they are.
Good to know.
Yeah. So the best buy list price you're gonna find is probably $35. But I don't think that long term the rings are gonna be this expensive.
I mean, not if they get banned, they won't.
Yeah, I think that what's going to happen is right, they're not gonna ban a card 2 weeks out. And literally 1 month before the Modern Pro Tour.
Right.
I think that after the Modern Pro Tour, at this point, it'll be a month and a half before the fall ban spot.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, okay, let's wait and see.
Handle it then.
We'll handle it then. Right? Because we said we're only going to do stuff if like the format is like truly unplayable. And the format's not truly unplayable.
It's just dominated by ring.
Dominated by a single card. Right? I guess it's not like Hogak level right now.
Right.
Because we're at the point of like everyone's trying to play the ring. But then like what is the best anti-ring deck? And then from there, like now if the format is just decks with the ring and decks built to beat the ring.
Yeah.
But like it's not like Hogak where it's like one best the ring deck. There are like
they're all using the ring differently. Well,
they're all
you can, I guess.
Yeah, but like it's not like there was like Hogak was one way to build it, and Eldrazi
Right.
was basically one way to build it. And it was one deck. This is the like for the sake of competitive diversity ban,
Mhm.
where like I'm playing blue white control. I'm going to play 4 rings. I'm
Right.
playing 4 color elementals,
4
4
rings.
rings. I'm playing Yawgmoth,
4
4
rings.
rings. I'm playing like any kind of mid range deck, rings.
Yeah.
So rings. So like I think that is where the problem lies. Is like I don't know how much you can hard target it
Mhm.
because like oh I hard targeted it with Collector Oof and it's like oh you played against a deck that's like literally all removals and sweepers. Like it doesn't matter.
Well, also, like, the ring, like we said, the ring decks are all different. So you can play a hate card for the ring, but then you lose to Prime
Omnath.
Time or Omnath or Living End or,
Yep.
whatever else you're doing around the ring.
I've not seen that's interesting. I've not seen like Amulet Titan with the ring.
Yeah.
Because like that's a deck that could just ring you on turn 2.
Mm-hmm. And also
Like
make use of all of the cards.
yeah, like pretty easily just be like, here I go. Like
Yeah.
turn 2 4 mana. Like that's not a big deal.
Right.
So yeah. So we've got that kind of like weird dynamic of you can't go too hard because if you go too hard, you're just gonna get left with your pants down.
Mm-hmm.
So and I can't imagine for how ubiquitous it is, it doesn't get banned.
Right.
Like they've banned much less offensive cards
Oh, yeah.
for less. We did another does the modern ban list make sense pre-show and like no is the short answer.
Basically. Yeah, most of the ban list is kind of funny at this point.
Yeah, it is from a bygone era.
Mm-hmm.
I did hear something interesting listening to Aspiring Spike, and he was saying, well, having sets that don't have to go into standard allows you to shape the modern format however you want. And it's like,
I thought that was kind of like the opposite of what modern was supposed to be, though.
there's that. But I was like, my thought was like, this is how they wanted it to be. Like this just it's like they sat down and went like, we want modern to look like this now. And it's like, oh,
yeah.
Okay. Neat. I think part of the problem is like modern and legacy used to be very different.
Right.
They don't feel very different anymore. It's like
No.
a lot of the same cards.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
right?
that's what happens when you ratchet up the power level.
Yeah. But like it used to be like, oh, I don't want to play man, I don't like playing against Affinity. Right. And then you go to Legacy and you would never like Affinity was like a joke.
Right.
Like you wouldn't play against Affinity. Or like I don't like this card, but it's not playable in Legacy, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's just like, nope, it's Solitudes and Furies and Endurances.
Every format, as far as you can see.
Yeah, like how many like Force of Will / knockoff Force of Wills, Force of Negations can I get in my deck?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh. Or like you'd go to Modern because you're like, I want to play Magic where like my opponent has to tap mana to do things.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like the constraint of Modern.
Right.
Right? Because like
it's the whole point of getting rid of fast mana.
Yeah, but in Legacy you were like, okay, I know that like there's at least 2 commonly played 0 mana interaction spells. They're both blue. My opponent's opened on a mountain and a plains. Okay, I don't have to worry about that stuff.
Right.
And now it's like, nope.
Get furied, sucker.
Yeah, I had my 2 creatures furied. Okay, neat.
Yeah.
Thank you. So like now Modern's that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it just is like we just took those 2 formats and like smushed them together because again, like we printed really powerful things, but it's like this is how they wanted it, and it's like like
scary,
weird.
Thanks, Chad.
Weird. Thanks, bro. Dude, you know how many beans this one ring got me? more than that note's gonna get from auctioning it off at Sotheby's.
That's right. More than 2 mil.
Yeah, like but it's funny, like thinking about like, oh, this is how they wanted it, huh? Hmm. I mean, people like it, I guess, but it's just weird. It's just so different, and like how long till like we decide that we need Pioneer Masters or Pioneer
I mean, probably
Horizons,
not that long.
right? Like, hey, we're having a hard time monetizing Pioneer.
When was the first Modern Master set? 2013? It was 2013,
Yeah. Oh,
2015,
okay.
2017?
I would probably be cool with Pioneer Masters, less cool with Pioneer Horizons.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, like, Pioneer Masters, I think would be
Well,
good.
I mean, if you think about it, we're probably due, right? Because
Yeah,
Modern goes back to '08 and it started in 13, so that's 5 years.
Mhm.
And Pioneer started in 14.
Was it 14? It wasn't 14. Oh, you mean like the card pool?
The card pool, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And here we are in 23, so that's 7 years. No, 9 years.
9. And yeah, like it would make sense that you would do like, but again, if the same person who makes the anthology list makes the master list,
Yeah,
like we're just gonna get like we're gonna get just like a bunch of bulk rares.
yeah.
But like, Mana Confluence would be good to reprint.
hmm
It's kind of like the big one. Like, not that they would because they're too new, but the channel lands.
Yeah,
Like some of those things that are like tippy top expensive.
yeah. Urborg.
But yeah. Urborg, yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. But it's just funny that you look at it and you're like, you and I don't particularly like kind of enjoy like what modern has become.
Right.
And it's like I don't know what was wrong with modern before Modern Horizons.
Something, obviously. It was something that they couldn't put their fingers in. That's what was wrong with it.
Yeah, it was something that they couldn't
Chad
like
says, "No,
rotate
bro, put my finger in that."
But yeah, like, are we due for another Modern Horizons set?
Next year, I think. They said they weren't doing one this year, so next year I think we're supposed to get one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, are we gonna is it next year? So when was let's go back.
I think they've been every other year.
Yeah, so yeah, well, this was Modern Horizons 2 was introduced in 21.
Oh, okay.
So this would be 2 years out.
Yeah.
Wow. You can still get a draft box for 180.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's
On
crazy.
TCG Player, it's 180 for a draft box.
Well, that seems cheap.
And then a set booster display is 215.
Still seems cheap.
Yeah, no, I agree. This graph, the scale is from 183 to 189. So when you look at it, there's like it just falls off a cliff, but it fell $5. I was like, holy crap, it lost so much. I was like, no. I mean, the highest they've ever been is like, or it looks like is close to like 210.
Yeah.
Like over the last year, it was like 210 and they've gone down.
Man, even Modern Horizons 1 is only 230.
Yeah, that's weird.
Huh.
Very, very weird.
Yeah, that is wild.
So, all right. With our little like foray into why did they break modern, I think we have a show.
I think we have a show.
So if you have any ideas for show ideas or anything that we can't, I guess we get to hear me complain more about like when they put random other non-playable cards into Explorer anthologies. But if you have any other ideas for shows, get at us on social media, Facebook, Discord, Twitter, all that stuff.
Yeah.
We will need the help as they are like, nah, no stuff for you.
That's right. Nothing for you guys. Yeah, I think we probably will have some of that stuff to talk about next week. I think I think they said the 8th or 9th. We'll have
Okay.
more. But yeah, if there's anything you guys want to hear about, let us know. All the ways to do that are down below. If you're looking to support the show, there's 2 ways you can do it. The first is with our TCG Player affiliate link. It is CasualTryHard.com/TCG. Follow that link on over to TCG Player. Anything you purchase after following that link will support the show. We'll get a cut that helps keep the lights on over here at I was going to say Casual Tryhard MTG Studio, but it's Studios.
Oh yeah, we're paying for 2 spaces.
That's right.
At what point, speaking of taxes, at what point can we like claim this corner of our house as a business expense and like write off the space in our house?
That's a good question. It's probably
business?
significantly more than we currently make. So
Probably.
If you want to support us more directly, so you can help us reach that threshold, it's patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG is where you can do that. If you think we do a good job and you want to support us, chip a couple bucks in over there, however much you feel we're worth. There's all sorts of different tiers. They all basically do the same thing. Patrons get access to our show notes. They get access to about another hours-ish worth of content out of us every week because we record our pre-show and pipe it directly into your ear holes every Wednesday. And patrons also get put on my mailing list for when I have swag to send out, which should be going out sometime this month. If any of that sounds good, or if you just want to show your support, help us out, patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG is where you can do that. You got anything else for this week? It looked like you had something to say a minute ago.
I do real quick. So I like clicked on the Explorer Anthology like page and went to the main page.
Yeah.
The bundle will be available July 18th to October 10th.
Okay.
Don't worry, you will still be able to craft these cards using wild cards of the appropriate rarity after October 10th.
Wait, so you can't craft them before then?
That's what it says.
Interesting.
I think this is new, right? Like
that is new.
Because I used to just
if that's
craft
true,
them.
that's new.
I am reading it off the Wizard site.
Yeah, it might have been an intern worded it poorly though.
Yeah, you will still be able to craft these cards using using wild cards of the appropriate rarity after maybe, but like as it is written, they basically have an embargo of 3 months until you can. So maybe I'm glad they're printing garbage cards that aren't playable in any format.
So you don't have to buy them.
So I don't have to buy them, but like, yeah, that's kind of crappy. Like, why do I have wild cards?
Right.
Anyway,
I tend to think it's worded poorly, but I guess we'll see.
Hopefully. So, with that, we'll catch you on the internet.
We'll catch you on the internets.